Procrastination comes from the verb procrastinate, which means to postpone, put off, defer, prolong. Then the word comes from the joining of two Latin words, pro meaning forward, and crastinus, which means belonging to tomorrow. Or in other words, we are known as I'll do it later. So in the college, I'm an ordinary student, which means mainly I don't join any organizational meeting that can apart from work meeting. So I only participated in a few committees and competitions. And for the competition, I haven't won either, but that's okay. Still, as a college student, I also had a few projects that come me every week. Like they never let my calendar be blank. Your calendar is my territory, you don't have right on it. Just obey. To finish a project, a normal student or non-procrastination might spread the work out little like this. So you get started maybe a little slowly, but you get enough done in the first week that we have some heavier days. Later on, everything gets done, things stay civil, and I would want to do my pass my project like that. That would be my plan. I will have it go or ready to go, but then actually the paper would come along, and then I would kind of do this, and that will happen to every single paper and project. Now I'll bring the case. Now I'll bring the case from my experience last month. Yeah, in March. Can you see this? Yes, that's the assignment's territories. Full, isn't it? Well, one of my lecturers gave us a project to make a summary of 6 articles. He gave us 2 weeks to do it, and I knew for a project like that, my normal workflow was an option. It was a big project with a high about 40% or 30%, so I planned things out and I decided I kind of had to go something like this. This is what the week would go. So I'd start off and I bombed it on the weekend of the first week, and then at the end, I would kick it off into high gear just like a little staircase. How hard could it be to walk up the staircase? No big deal, right? But then the funniest thing happened. That first week, they came and went, and I couldn't quite stop. So we had an awesome new revised plan. But then the first days in the second week's actually went by and I didn't really write words. And so we were here. And then 5 days turned into 4 days, which turned into 3 days. And on one day I woke up with 2 days until the deadline, still not having written a word. Even I haven't downloaded the worksheet for my analysis yet. And even worse, I was still confused about how to do it. So I just do the only thing that I could. I do analysis of 6 articles in 2 days, pulling an all-nighters. Fortunately, I still have more time to submit it to the LMS, but I have no idea about the result actually because there's still another case where I can explain my PPT like that sounds like a broken CD. Then I'm wondering, how can I or most of us end up in that situation mostly for our project mostly? So today, please join me in exploring the 5 stages of procrastination. We will start with the first thought that comes into our mind at the time we receive task. I'll start early this time. This is what this is what we say. What we dedicated at the first time. At this stage, the procrastinator is hopeful, since there's a possibility that they'll manage to start working without delay, because they are still in hope. They will immediately write it down on their to-do list or, or their calendar, of course. They will be like, wow, this is going to be great. I know I only have 2 days to write. And it might seem like I'm kind of squared, but it's totally okay. I'm going to sit down, open the document or the Microsoft Word and do it right now. I've got this. So we call the beginning of these stages of procrastination as unfounded motivation and confidence. It's a good start if you can be consistent and not easily get disturbed. But what But you know what? Tim Urban, one of the best speakers in TED Talk, revealed that there's something in our mind that is like our brain running smoothly, which is called instant gratification monkey. Yes, this monkey will not let you to do your plain just like that. They had it. So after we decided to do the task earlier, this month will mess up the control of our decision. Then we will say, I've got to start soon. At this stage, the time for starting only has passed, and the procrastinator is starting to become less hopeful that this time they'll manage to finish their work without procrastinating too much. Tough, there's still plenty of time until the deadline, right? We've realized now, with let's say 4 days to go, we should probably do something, right? That's when productive procrastination comes into play. It feels like you're working, and although you are setting up the good space for study sheets, you haven't actually started any study yet. It will be like, wait. But I need to check my LMS or my Google Classroom first. What if there was a change in the assignment? What if my lecturer needs to reach me? It's totally important that I look at this. Wow, the document in my LMS was very messy. That's not good. This would be the perfect time to arrange my folder. It only takes a second. Okay, I'm so glad I did that. I feel great. Now I can start writing without all this document looming over my head. So it's called as a productive distraction. I think that's the end. Turns out it's not. Productive procrastination also leads us to non-study related procrastination, such as taking a procrastinate walk or procrastinate cleaning the entire house. But after doing that, the postponer will feel a negative sense like a bit restless because they realize that they just wasting their time doing other things. Then they will start to say, what if I don't start? Instant gratification monkey we talked about earlier has taken control of our decision maker. So at this stage, it is no longer possible to start on time, and optimism is replaced by pessimism as procrastinators worry about the negative consequences of their procrastination. The pressure is on, and we start to feel the deadline looming. We freak out and pretend it didn't happen. This pressure makes us prefer things that are fun and easy, even though it does not make sense. Or in other words, we follow the control of instant gratification. So when you've just finished reading a page or writing a title, you then reward yourself with a Netflix break, which turns into a few hours of binge watching. You may say, yay! I just wrote like a half page. It only took me like a 10 minutes. I've got this in the back. I can't believe I was avoiding this for so long. I definitely can take a break, watch a Netflix, maybe for 1 or 2 episodes, and maybe grab another snack. Even though the procrastinator may feel guilty and ashamed, they continue to hold on the hope that they will manage to get started on their work. Hmm, that's such a good movie. Wow, this epic of scene of Suheywan would talk Korean ex English. I want to take a look at their behind the scene. It's only took them about 5 minutes. 15 minutes, and also there's one. Okay, let's watch them. That wasn't really a waste of time. I'm fine. I'll just get to start now. There's still a time. The procrastinator even didn't mind that time flies so fast. So they need kind of guardian angel, rather a monster, to against a monkey. That's monkey. What's that? Of course, the deadline. This monster will get rid of that annoying monkey and help decision makers take control of our minds and get back to work under more pressure because there are 7 hours left before the deadline. So the procrastinator will start to say, I can't stand this. At this stage, the procrastinator is desperate when it comes to the task at hand, and experiences many negative emotions with regard to their personal inability to get started on time. I'm just going to open this Word document and write an outline. That's what I will do. Wow, blank documents are so intimidating. So this is the moment for them to decide whether to abandon their task or to finally get started. If they choose to abandon the task, they may be dominated by the thoughts such as "I can't stand this. Why bother?" Also, the procrastinators pay for all the time they waste. They will be pulling all-nighter like in my case earlier, and maybe other experiences of you. They curse themselves for getting so far behind. Conversely, if the procrastinator chooses to keep going, they may think such as, "I can't wait any longer. Just get it done now." Or panic self will no doubt find it hard to study. Furthermore, once they get started, they may realize and things such as, this is not so bad, so why didn't I start sooner? Then they will say, "I will never procrastinate again." They promise themselves. With 5 hours to go, there's nothing else you can do. You've you've come to a bargaining acceptance that you have to do this, and you can no longer avoid it. You'll be a bit lazing through your nuts basically because you have no other choices. Once the project is either fully abandoned or completed, the procrastinator usually feels like a mixed emotions such as relief and shame. Because the process was unpleasant, they promise themselves that next time will be different. They will start early, start on schedule, be in charge, and so on. However, in spite of this intention and in spite of any hopes and optimism that the procrastinator may have, they often find themselves repeating the same cycle again and again. Ladies and gentlemen, that was what I wanted to share with you about the stages of procrastination. In conclusion, there are 5 stages of procrastination, which begin with unfounded motivation and confidence, then productive distraction, unproductive distraction, panic, and then finish the end repeat. Just remember, in each of us, there's an instant gratification monkey who will always be ready to stand behind the wheel of our decision and mess it up. So we must be ready with our monster before that monkey attack. Thank you.